Hi, I'm Andrew Parshad from Quality Smart Solutions. I want to talk about natural health products overall and various steps that are involved, things to consider when you're launching a natural health product. So, there are 3 requirements to sell a natural health product in Canada. Number 1 is you need to obtain a natural product number, NPN for short. That's an 8-digit identifier. It's granted by Health Canada. The factors that determine the timelines for a natural health product include ingredients, the claims, risk statements, as well as the subpopulation in which the product is targeted to. There are 3 different classes of natural health products. Class 1 are basically products where you're following one natural health product monograph, and that can be a single ingredient, that could be multiple ingredients. It all depends on what's in that single monograph. Timelines for Class 1 natural health products are between 60 to 90 days. Class 2 natural health products are basically those where you are referencing more than one monograph. It could be 1, 2, 3, 15, whatever. As long as those medicinal ingredients are falling within the parameters of one or more monographs, it is a Class 2 natural health product. And the timelines for a Class 2 natural health product are between 90 to 120 days. Class 3 natural health products are those where at least one ingredient, one medicinal ingredient, is falling outside of the parameters of a monograph, or the ingredient is simply not in any of the NHP monographs. And all it takes is one ingredient in your formula that's not monographed or outside the parameters, and you are now a Class 3 natural health product. It's a more robust application, requires a technical dossier to substantiate the safety and efficacy. The timelines are roughly 200 to 300 days. You should really budget on the longer end of that. Health Canada has a lot of applications, there is a backlog, and it could take considerably longer than what the original performance standard was, their service standard rather, of 210 days. So budget about 300, could be even longer, but 300 is about the average in which many of the new natural health products that are in the Class 3 are getting licensed in. Number 2 is your label must meet the natural health product label regulations and also be bilingual, meaning that it must be both in English and in French. Now, there are changes that are happening to the natural health product label requirements. Those regulations are coming into effect in June 2025. All NPNs granted after that date must follow the new label regulations. Those products, those natural health products that are issued NPNs prior to June of 2025 will have an additional 3 years to comply. They will have until 2028. So that's number 2, is have a compliant label. Number 3, if your natural health product is manufactured outside of Canada, you must partner with a Health Canada licensed importer of record. That is a site license that is granted to a Canadian company, and the activity of importing falls in the responsibility of that site license holder. Importing is a little bit of a misnomer. It's real quality assurance activities such as product release, quality complaint handling, recall coordination, and there are other activities in that importing license. It is the responsibility of that brand to have testing done on a lot-by-lot basis. Testing must be in specification. Stability also must be started on the first lot of each product that has an NPN. And that stability can run, as the product is being sold. It doesn't have to be completed before commencement of sale of that natural health product in Canada. So the importer will be collecting that stability data from the brand as the study is going on. It should be an ambient condition. The advantages of the stability study is that you may find ways to extend the shelf life as well. So it's a useful tool that way as well. So Those are the three requirements. You need a NPN, you need a compliant label, and you also need an importer of record if your product is manufactured outside of Canada. Now, one of the questions that sometimes comes up is, hey, can I bypass the importer by bringing in bulk capsules and then bottling it in Canada? The answer is no. You are still considered a finished product if you're bringing bulk capsules, tablets, whatever, to Canada. Now, if it were raw material that were shipped to a Canadian manufacturer who holds a site license, and they then, use that raw material to encapsulate the product in Canada, then you don't need that importer of record. Your product is now going to be manufactured in Canada. You bypass that whole import requirement. Another question that comes up is, can I use my U.S. dietary supplement label in Canada? The answer is no. You must have a completely different natural health product label. It's going to be bilingual. There are also health claims that are allowed in Canada that are not allowed in the United States. So, for example, reducing pain due to osteoarthritis, that's sometimes used in some herbal natural health products in Canada that have NPNs. That claim in the United States is a drug claim. So something to consider is, your U.S. label can't be used in Canada. Your Canadian label can't be used in the United States. The U.S. labels have differences, such as supplement facts panel. Canada, that panel is called a medicinal ingredients panel. Another difference is that there's an FDA disclaimer on a dietary supplement label. In Canada, the FDA does not exist, and no such claim would be on a natural health product label. There's, of course, an NPN on the Canadian label. There isn't on the U.S. So there are various differences. You must have different labels for Canada and the United States. Now, another question comes up is, can I sell my sunscreen or my topical natural health product in the United States as a dietary supplement? So in the United States, topical products, so the route of administration is topical. There are basically two categories. Number one, they can be cosmetics, or number two, they're drugs. So sunscreens in the United States, regardless of the ingredient, whether they're naturally derived or synthetic, they are drugs. They are OTC drugs. They would follow the OTC monograph in the United States. You need to obtain an NDC labeler code. You have to go through a drug listing. The manufacturer of that OTC drug must also be registered with the FDA, and they must have a U.S. agent associated with that facility that's registered. It's not just sunscreens. There are other topicals, such as anti-itch diaper rash products that are natural health products in Canada and are drugs in the United States. Hand sanitizers are another example of such differences. Now, disinfectants in Canada that are drugs are in the United States under the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. And they register, that's the government agency that registers disinfectants just as they register pesticides. It is a separate department than the FDA, and so different complete process. If you have questions about natural health products, importer of record, we would be happy to assist you. Reach out to us. Quality Smart Solutions is here to serve your Health Canada and FDA compliance needs.